My name's Sinead. I've just finished the BSc ESP degree and I'm graduating with a first. I'm going to be joining Ofcom's economic graduate scheme. So I'll be going off to the regulator of the communications industries for 2 years to learn all about regulating different industries and economics in different ways. I had, like most Birkbeck students, a kind of wobbly ride into university. I started somewhere else when I was 18. I became very unwell during my degree and had to drop out, which was a huge disappointment. But luckily I moved back to London with my parents and discovered that Birkbeck would take me and would let me study part-time, which was necessary because I was still quite unwell, and would let me do it over the 4 years, which made going back to university possible at a time when I couldn't really see that I'd ever be able to gain a degree and do the kind of work I wanted to. The number one thing is my course mates. It's just incredibly exciting to be studying with people who either are already working in the discipline in some of my economic modules or have got a lot broader and international experience. So studying a politics course when I was 18 with a lot of 18-year-olds who had opinions and no experience, including myself, to study in a politics course when I'm 26 and other people in the room have worked as private secretaries and in the civil service is just amazing. Studying comparative social policy, where we get to say this is how the UK's welfare system works, and 4 people in the class can explain how it works in Brazil instead, was a wonderful discovery in my first year. Secondly, I have really enjoyed the interdisciplinary nature of my course. So I chose ESP over another social science course, basically for employment reasons. I thought that if I had a strong grounding in maths, I'd be more likely to get a job and get one that would pay me more. I didn't want to be an economist at that point, so I chose ESP. I really enjoyed the geography modules, and it was only after I'd done the most challenging economics modules, I went, yes, actually, I think I want to be an economist last summer. And then, having done those challenging economics modules, let me pick some really fascinating politics modules in my final year to study parliamentary studies with visits to the UK Parliament during Brexit has been amazing. And there's nowhere else, I think, that would let me do an economics degree where I feel like, yes, I can walk in and be an economist, and a really interdisciplinary, how do other people think about the issues I'm thinking about as an economist take? I wouldn't say I'm a naturally quantitative person. I did fairly well at GCSE. I really struggled at sixth form. But actually I found working hard, the quantitative aspects of this course aren't too bad. There's quite a nice slope up from very basic to quickly very, very difficult. But working substantially through it and with all the support that Birkbeck offers, it was okay. Birkbeck's unique because it's a night school for mainly working students. That means that we're in lectures 6 till 9, which can be a bit tough after a full day of work, but also means that you have invaluable experience in the classroom. I'm biased, but I think economics and social policy is the best economics degree at Birkbeck. It gives you a whole range of choice and skills in the modules you take. So I've taken the hard economics subjects that let me go straight into work as an economist, but I've also taken fascinating modules in human geography, some that are basically sociology, where I got to be the only economist talking about capitalism in a room of politics students. And that was so much fun. And a really wide range of options that let you look at the same kind of problems through a different lens. And I think that's invaluable. Core Economics is a new economics programme that's used in the Year 1 introductory course, And it's a way of looking at economics that goes, what are the issues students really care about? So we learn about all the basics, but we also talk about inequality, about different contracts. It's a really broad overview of economics, and I recommend the textbook to my friends and colleagues. Whenever they say, how do you understand GDP? I send them to Core now. In my penultimate summer, I completed an internship with the Financial Conduct Authority. It wasn't technically in economics, but I got to spend some time with the behavioural economics team, and it was a really fantastic experience. Off the back of that, I had an interview and had an offer for their economics graduate scheme as well. Internships are competitive. You have to apply for lots of them. On my first day at the internship, we were told that there were over 500 applicants and there were 20 of us. But I learnt about the FCA internship through a charity called Employability, who work with Birkbeck to encourage disabled students and graduates and help us negotiate accommodations once we have offers of work. My advice for students coming into Birkbeck is work steadily. Some of my modules at Birkbeck have been the hardest academic thing I have ever done, but the homeworks lead on to the exams and it's all going to be manageable at the end. You'll surprise yourself as long as you keep working for it.